the district attorney is empowerment, setting priorities and direction for law enforcement and speaking for the people in criminal courts. Given the considerable powers of the office, how should a district attorney balance the need for public safety and the protection of civil liberties?
You know, in this day and age, that's a great question. And for 22 years in the DA's office, I understood and appreciated just what power the DA's office and the DA in particular had. After I spent 10 years on the bench, I understand even better how the DA's office can control the legal system and the justice system in this county. With respect to the need for public safety, that's a given. You know, every prosecutor should be tough on crime. That's their job, that's their duty, that's their responsibility. But when you balance that with respect to how do you protect civil rights, to me, it's a simple answer, but in practicality, it's not so simple. The simple answer is the fact that if you follow the law and execute the law appropriately and properly, then it shouldn't come into conflict with anyone's civil rights. Because the law was designed to protect people's civil rights. So if you have a public prosecutor who is following the law and executing the law appropriately, then there shouldn't be a conflict there. Unfortunately, sometimes there is, and sometimes there is a fine line between enforcing criminal statutes and criminal law versus protecting people's civil rights. But to me, that should never come into conflict. If you're careful about what you do, if you follow the law, the mandates of the law, if you explain that to people, and what you have to do is you have to explain what the law means, not only to the police officers that are going to go out there to enforce the law or execute the warrants, but you also explain it to the community and let them know what's going on, what to expect, what to anticipate, what's happening, so that they understand and appreciate why you're there and why you're doing what you're doing, whether it be gang injunctions or anything else for that matter. It's a matter of education and information. You don't go after the fact and say, okay, here's what we didn't want. You explain to people ahead of time the need for doing what you're doing and why, and then you come back afterwards and you tell them, here's what we did, here's what the results were, and here's why we did it. So again, if you follow those guidelines, there shouldn't be any conflict or problems between enforcing the law or protecting the public safety and dealing with people's personal civil